Continuing our conversation with Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson, you were also a big part of the '93 Toronto Blue Jays team that won the World Series, and a lot of people forget you were on base when Joe Carter hit that walk-off homer to win the World Series that year. What do you remember of that sequence?
I think I remember that, I made Mitch Williams so scared, so he hung a slider to Joe Carter to get out of the ballpark. That's based on one of Mitch. And Mitch also, he agreed that if I wasn't on base, he'd have struck Joe out because he had Joe's number. He could throw the slider anytime and strike Joe out. But he was in between that. Was I going to steal third base? And he tried to slide step and hung the slider. That's when Joe hit the ball to Carter. And he hated that me for that day because if he wasn't, he would have got Joe out. We wouldn't have won it. So it was a big part of me being able to create it when the ninth inning came or when they come around to get on the base pass. My job was to get on base pad and we gonna create something like that. And once I got on the base pad, then I know we had a chance of winning the ball game. So and then we was proud. Joe was proud that he ended up coming with the clutch hit and the series was over. So it was a good feeling that we was a part and you can see that the determination that you had on the base pad. That's why I try to teach the kids when you're out there, even if you ain't gonna steal, make them believe that you're gonna steal, and then it's gonna be a fear on them, and they can make mistakes, and that's what you want a pitcher to do, is make a mistake for a hitter.
You're such a big competitor. Did it bother you when you were Nolan Ryan's 5,000th career strikeout victim?
I don't think it ever bothered me about whatever happened in baseball when I was playing because, like you say, I was such a competitor. And then you're going to have the ups and downs. If you don't believe in failure, you're going to fail. So I learned to accept the failure. But it always comes to some kind of strange way or something that I fall into. Nolan Ryan was I was his 5,000 strikeout. But if you go back and look at me and Nolan Ryan, balance between each other. I'm ahead. I'm hitting about 340 something. So he never hardly can get me out. I don't care what he did. So Ron Hassan, he was our ninth hitter, and it was 4,499, 4,999 strikeout. It was 5,000 coming up. Ron Hassan had 2 strikes on him and no ball. And he would have been the 5,000 strikeout, but he squared around and butted on 2 strikes, and then I came up to the plate, and so happened he had eventually get me. But before I went up, I told the catcher, if he decided that he struck me and I'd be the 5,000, can I take the ball out there to him? Catcher said no, he was a rookie. He said I got to be the honor to do it, so I guess that's what happened.
Continue to talk with Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson on the Rawhide pregame show. Rickey, you played in the big leagues until you were 44, and then even after that you played a couple years in independent ball. What convinced you that it was finally time to hang him up?
I don't think it never convinced me. It was finally time to hang up. It came that, they wouldn't let you get back to the big league. Yeah. And see, I had tried everything to get back to the league. I had tried, like you said, I went all the way down to the independent. It didn't matter. They could have gave me to the minor league and tried me out, and I had success, but a lot of clubs was feeling it was time for me to retire. It wasn't all that you couldn't play. You have done so much in the game, what you want to accomplish. And then we wanted to remember you as the way you was to the way if something else that you couldn't compete the way you want to compete. So, and that's when I think it was time for me to say, okay, I ain't gonna get a shot at the big league, so it's nothing else for me to do, but to go teach the kids, because when I was in the independent league, that's all I was doing is teaching the kids, and they was having a wonderful time behind it, and I was having a great time doing it. So that's what decided me to look towards, helping the kids out and giving something back to them.
You married your high school sweetheart, and you're still married to her. How understanding has she been to let you play all these years?
Oh, she's very understanding. She was an athlete, sports woman, and she got used to it, being in that avenue field, and she knew that was my passion and this and that. So usually your sweetheart or something like that, they're gonna stick behind you from thick and thin, and go through the situation that you go through, and try to comfort you when things is going bad. So she's been good at it.
How did you guys meet?
Oh, we met. Like I said, I was a football player, so we met. She was a scorekeeper, stats keeper in football and stuff like that, and I was all in football, and her brother was a football player too. So all of a sudden, she was trying to, it seemed like he was getting all the stats, and and I was out there doing all the work. So I had to go over to and wonder why my stats ain't just as good as his stats. And I think that's how we met. And then we started getting that correct, and then I started having success in the game of football. So we got closer and closer.
So getting back to baseball, with all your accomplishments and accolades, is there anything about your career that you regret?
I can't say it's anything in my career that I regret. Sometimes it's some little things in your career you say you wish you could have changed a little bit, but you don't know at that time which way you should go. Sometimes like the media attention or something. I go out there and I make a mistake, and I'm so, as a diehard went on and wanted to have so much success, and then when you make a mistake, you feel it inside and you don't want to talk about it, and then the media wants you to talk about it. I can't talk about it, so I end up shining them off more because it was hurting me more inside, and they didn't understand it and I didn't understand their job. So if anything else, I always tell the kids that if anything, just give them something. You might feel bad and they don't know how you feel, and they might chew you out a little bit, but you at least gave them something, and it made you proud good about yourself.
Talking with Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson, now that you've moved into a new chapter in your baseball life, what are your goals in coaching?
My goals in coaching is based on giving back. I played the game, I hope, the right way, and learning the game, the way about winning, going out to being a professional of the game, loving the game, understanding the game. And that's what I want to get back to the kids, to look back in time and understand about the veteran that went through the game, what it took for them to get you to where you at now, and take care of the game. Nowadays it seems like it's more as a business to the kids, and they don't really realize what the veteran that went through for us, and giving them the privilege to be able to play this game.
Do you want to be a big league manager someday?
I probably want to be a big league manager, a big league coach. I really would just want to be in the baseball. I want to be around the baseball, being able to give back, because I think I love the game of the baseball, and it's in my blood. So, as long as I can stick around and help the kids to play, to help an organization to win a pennant and stuff like that, that'll make me proud.
Winding down our conversation with Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson. Rickey, when you're not at a baseball field, which I know isn't often, what else do you enjoy doing?
I'm a fisherman. I love to fish, and I'm all trying to go out to fishing any chance I get. So I'm more the outdoor sports, like to do some fishing here and there, and I boat, I camp, I raise cows, so I'm a cowley man too. So I get out to the outdoor stuff. I like a lot of outdoor stuff.
How do you want people to remember you?
I want them to remember me that, I played the game hard. I played the game each and every day to be a winner. I wanted to go out there to make the game exciting. I wanted the little kids to come out there, the 2 years old kids to go back to kindergarten, to go back to the first grade and say, guess what, that baseball player, that Henderson, he waved at me, he made my day. And I just want to know that I was having the fun out there, as well as trying to entertain me and hoping that they had the fun of watching me play.
And finally, Rickey, can you describe your emotions when you stood up on that podium at Cooperstown for your induction into the Hall of Fame?
The emotion, I don't think anybody can describe the emotion, because it's so high in the pedestal that you really can't describe, because you seem like you're in a cloud nine. You're in the cloud, biggest cloud of your life, and you're trying to figure out how to get down from that cloud, or how good is this cloud up here. And it was just a wonderful feeling to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, to be amongst the greatest players that ever played the game, and then once you got to go up there and you got to speak to something like that, I think every ball player that ever went up there to speak was so nervous, and then nerve wrecks and stuff like that. So I had all kind of butterflies and stuff like that. But you wanted to try to have a speech that people would understand on what your intention or how much that you really love the game, and you're hoping that it went across kind of well.
All right, Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson has been our very special guest here on the Rawhide pregame show. Rickey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.